As the Chinese economy expands at an exponential rate, the era of American economic dominance is coming to an end. According to the International Monetary Fund's Purchasing Power Index, the Eastern superpower is already the world's largest economy. China is also the world's largest manufacturer and accounts for more total global trade than the United States. According to experts, the Chinese economy will surpass the U.S. economy by the end of this decade and will be 3 times larger by 2040. Meanwhile, America is entering a new recession. Our living standards are steadily declining, and our major cities are collapsing at an alarming rate. If we continue on this path, the future of the American people will be extremely bleak. Unfortunately, things are changing at a much faster rate than most people imagined possible. That's why we've compiled a list of startling statistics demonstrating how quickly the Chinese economy is overtaking ours. 1. According to a study published in March by the defense website Military Direct, China has the world's strongest military force. According to the study, the Ultimate Military Strength Index was calculated after taking into account various factors, such as budgets, number of inactive and active military personnel, total air, sea, land, and nuclear resources, average salaries, and weight of equipment. It was discovered that China has the world's strongest military, scoring 82 out of 100 points in the index. 2. Over the last 4 decades, China has sustained a miracle economic boom, growing at a rate 4 times that of the United States, redefining the global economic order. Furthermore, China's GDP per capita has increased nearly 49 times since 2000, more than tripling the rate in the United States. 3. The United States' massive national debt accounts for more than 70% of the country's GDP. In comparison, China's national debt accounts for only 31.7% of the country's GDP. 4. Between 1970 and 2010, China's export economy grew 954%. According to World Bank data, exports accounted for less than 3% of GDP in 1970. By 2010, that figure had risen to more than 26%, down from a high of 36% in 2006. During the same period, the United States experienced much more modest growth in the export economy. In 1970, exports of goods and services accounted for about 5.56% of U.S. GDP. By 2010, that figure had risen to a timid 9.7%, and it now stands at 10.18%, while Chinese exports account for nearly 21% of its GDP. 5. In China, the average household income has increased by 400% in a decade. The Chinese economic boom has helped to raise working-class living standards. From 2002 to 2012, China's average household income increased by more than 400%, from $987 per year to $734,873 per year. By 2021, that figure could be up to $10,200 higher than the 2012 average. 6. Despite having a much larger population than the United States, China has fewer poor people. The World Bank defines poverty as an income of cents per day. By 2019, only 0.7% of the Chinese population was at or below the poverty line, implying that 9.9 million people out of a population of 1.35 billion were poor. Even though China's national poverty line is higher, only 3.1% of the population, or approximately 30.5 million people, live in poverty. In comparison, 12.3% of the population in the United States lives below the national poverty line. 7. While major U.S. cities deteriorate into decaying hellholes with soaring crime rates, crumbling infrastructure, and drug addicts and homeless people, China is constructing a city twice the size of Manhattan in an audacious attempt to alleviate Beijing's overcrowding. China is constructing a completely new green, modern, and livable city called Shanghai, which is located 100 kilometers southwest of the capital. It is expected to grow to an area of 2,000 square kilometers, which is more than twice the size of New York City or Singapore. Since the country expects to have 200 cities with populations of more than 1 million people by 2025. 8. America has lost more than a quarter of its high-tech manufacturing jobs to China in the last 15 years. As U.S.-based multinational corporations relocated a growing percentage of their R&D operations to the east over that time period, the number of high-tech manufacturing jobs in the U.S. fell by 687,000, or 28%. 9. China is on course to become the world's largest patent filer. Over the next 2 years, China will become a hotbed of domestic innovation, with exponential growth in intellectual property. The number of international patent filings lodged with the World Intellectual Property Organization increased 45 to 43,000 in 2019, more than any other country except the United States, which China is set to overtake if current trends continue. 10. China now accounts for more total global trade than the United States. The eastern country is the world's largest exporter and the world's second largest importer of goods. Manufactured goods account for 94% of all Chinese merchandise exports. The United States is the largest buyer of these exports, accounting for 3.2% of agricultural products and 2.7% of fuel and mining products. For more such informative videos, subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.